Okay, a couple lessons ago, we just completed the square. We didn't solve it. We didn't finish it. We only like went part way, and we only did the completing the square part. And I said that a couple more lessons we'll finish it and actually solve it. And that's what we're going to do today. Okay? So last time we moved this over. We're going to keep doing that. Okay? So we're going to go x squared minus 14x, and we left a space, if you remember. We subtracted that 13 over here, so it's a minus 13.
Right.
What did we do to the 14?
We divided by 2.
And then?
Then we squared it.
Okay, so we take 14 over 2, and we squared it. This is going to become 7. And 7 squared is 49, and we put that here. Okay.
Well, would we subtract it because there was a negative?
Good question. We always add it.
Okay.
Always add it. Good question. Good question. Because that if you wanted to made that a negative here, when we would have squared that 14, this would have been negative 7 squared, and negative 7 times negative 7 is still 49. So it stays a positive. That was a wonderful question. So if it's a negative here, it won't matter because the squaring will turn it into a positive. Okay? All right, so we're going to put our 49 in here. Now the trick comes in the part that most people forget is I'm going to add 49. Oops. You can't just go around adding 49s.
You have to do it to this.
You have to do it to the other side also. Okay? So what is that 49 and the negative 13 when we add them together?
36.
36. Okay. So now this is a perfect square. This is a perfect square binomial. Trinomial. And you did that on purpose. So that when I did my little box method, it would become perfect. That means we have x and 7 and they'd both be negative, and that will make my 14.
Right.
So I won't have to have 2 of these here.
You only have to have one.
One of them. And this is x minus 7 squared, okay? And you've been solving these for a while.
Yeah.
So and this is a really great thing that your textbook does, is they have you solving these for a while, so that when you get to this, like, oh, I've been doing this, no problem. So you only have to learn how to do from this step, and then after that you can just cruise. And your textbook has already been having you do this part here up to this part, and now you have to just keep cruising. So you've already had a lot of these steps in between. What do I do now?
Okay, so now I'm going to blank out.
That's okay.
Okay, so
You want to get rid of the squared.
right, so we do the square root.
Very good. Okay.
So it'll be 6.
Careful. That's the one you got to make sure.
It's one negative and the positive 6.
And this square root and the square went away, so I just have the x minus 7.
7, right. And so then we add the 7 over.
Good. We have x equals, now this is a positive 6 plus 7, which is
13.
And a negative 6 plus 7
is 1.
All right, so you have 2 answers. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Let's do another one. Now, this one would have factored, by the way. This one would have factored. You know that because they came out nice. We could have done our box method to do this, but let's just pretend you were doing the box method forever, and you're like, I can't figure out what multiplies and adds. Completing the square will always work.
Okay.
All right. So this time we can't just move the 15 over first. There's something we have to do before that. What do we have to do first?
Oh, we have to divide by 3.
We have to get rid of this out of here. So we divide everything by 3.
So it'll be x squared plus 6x minus 5 equals 0.
Now we can do all the rest of it.
Plus 5.
I'm going to just do, we're going to add the 5 over there, so that'll become x squared plus 6x, leave a space, and then we're going to equal 5.
Then divide the 6 by 2.
Yes.
And so it'll be plus 9.
Yes, because that'll be a 3, and we add 9 on both sides. We're learning out of room. So we're going to go, I found that, select all thing a little while ago. Okay. All right, so that's going to become 14, right? So we're going to have, this is a perfect square. What is this?
3x plus minus 3.
Is it plus or minus? How do you know?
It's plus.
It is
because
plus, because this is a positive, yes. All right.
So then we can we square. No,
we do, but I think you know what you're supposed to do, but you said it wrong. We're not going to square because it's already squared.
The square root.
Very good. Okay. Then the squared and the square root go away, and I'll have x plus 3. What does this come over here?
It's not a
It's
perfect.
not. So what do we write?
We keep it like that, right?
And so, but do we just say square root 14? No, we do plus and minus.
Yes. Okay.
Subtract the 3, and we'll have x equals, this just stays.
Okay.
You can have it two separate ways. Normally, we put the number and the number first, radical second, so negative 3 plus or minus square root 14. This would not have factored. You had to do the completing the square